Alright, what is up guys, it is Storm back here with another video, and in this one I'm bringing you part 19 to Mightless, a My Hero Academia story by the mysterious Banana. Now if you want to go check this story out for yourself, the link to it will be down in the description below. But before the video begins, if you like the content you're seeing, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I mean, they're all free, so why not? If you want some dope chin immerse, the link that'll be down in the description below. And if you want to see more of me, go check out my other channels and go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, which will all be linked down below. But without further ado, why don't we just dive right on in. 2 weeks passed in the near blink of an eye. The villains that couldn't make the cut ended up turning away from the league, returning to their home country/town. One of Izuku's biggest regrets was to include Yang, as it was heartbreaking even for him to witness her tearful departure from her former team. At the airport, before Rusty, Veronica, and Ibik embarked on their plane, they saw a familiar figure running to them. They cried tears of joy as Yang leapt into their arms, giving them one last tearful goodbye as they returned to their homes. Only one day until the raid, and only one day until the sports festival. The night before the big day, Izuku and his organized strike force met up to discuss the plan. "We've been preparing for almost 2 weeks. I hope we get some amazing results," Izuku said. "Is everything prepared?" "The escape chopper is up and running," Magni replied. "I've acquired the blood of a staff member. You can count on me," Izuku replied Togo with excitement. "Now, all we need is a name for our main strike force. The ones who will do the dirty work," said Dabi. "You're right. We never actually thought of a name for them, did we?" replied Izuku. "I do recall an already organized team is within our strike force. Should we just call this team by their name?" asked Choice. "Nah, let's think of something new," said Muscular. Suddenly, the mentioned strike force came barging through the door. "Hey guys, we brought beers, let's party," they cheered in unison. "You guys sure seem excited," commented Izuku, smiling at their idea. "Hey, tomorrow might be our last, so why not enjoy ourselves while we still can," asked Sachi. "Fair enough," replied Izuku. "Alright, let's turn up the music and wait." "What were you guys doing here?" asked Irina. "Oh, just deciding what we were gonna call you guys." "We already thought of a cool team name actually," said Yang. "Oh really? Let's hear it," said Kurogiri while cleaning beer mugs. "Well, we decided that since we were attempting one of the most dangerous raids in villain history, that would make us pretty damn fearless, despite the fact that we were basically embarking on a suicide mission. So we decided to call ourselves a Suicide Squad," answered Alpha. The room cheered as they agreed with the name of their team. Wait, Twice interrupted. "Doesn't DC already?" "Suicide Squad," Jack cut off, placing his hand over Twice's mouth, shutting him up. Izuku poured himself a mug of beer and raised it into the air. "For the death of the heroes." Everyone followed up, clinking their mugs. "For the death of the heroes." It was the big day. A massive swarm of people crowded the streets near the former redesigned Olympics Coliseum, as a massive line formed at the ticket booth. Many people were near the food stalls, buying snacks and refreshments for the event. Heroes stood in the middle of circulation, acting as security and fan magnets. In the prep room, while everyone was stoked for the big event, Izuku was adjusting his earpiece, so that he may know when his operation goes haywire, which is also when he'll bail from the competition. Just then, Todoroki walked up to him. "Izuku, was it? I've seen what you're capable of, and I must say, objectively speaking, I am stronger than you," he said in a menacing tone. "Oh, okay then," Izuku replied, not even paying attention to his threats. "I don't care if you're the talk of the whole school," Todoroki continued. "I will beat you." Those fighting words seemed to have triggered Izuku. "Well then," Izuku said, standing, letting out an aura of animosity. The other students caught a glimpse, causing them to panic. "Whoa there, don't fight right now. We haven't even started yet," said Sero in a panicked tone, as Izuku slowly walked up to Todoroki. As Todoroki felt his threatening aura, the air around him seemed to get cooler. As Izuku closed in, he was getting ready to attack. Then Izuku placed his hand on Todoroki's shoulder as the aura dispelled. "Good luck to you two," he said, giving him a lively smile before walking out the door. Izuku hadn't even made it out of the building yet, but he could already hear the unnecessarily loud announcement made by Present Mike. As they made it out of the arena, he could hear the cheers of the crowd. "It's Class A!" cheered the crowd. Izuku looked around, seeing the multiple other classes, counting each and every individual one. Small fry, and more small fries. Izuku commented lightly as they made their way to the ref. The R-rated heroine, Midnight. "Alright, now for the athlete's oath," she cheered. "Ah my, it's the R-rated heroine Midnight," commented some of the students. "Why isn't it the principal?" asked another one. "He's in the 3rd year stage," replied another. Should she really be teaching in high school? Asked Tokoyami. Shut it. Your student representative is... Midnight continued, pointing at the crowd. Izuku Midoriya. What? Yelled Katsuki, pissed that Izuku stole his spot. Why Izuku? Asked Kirishima. He saved 2 pro heroes, including All Might from a villain attack. He has extremely high reputation, replied Sero. He just got lucky, said some student from another class in a jealous tone. As Izuku got to the podium, he smiled as he looked down upon every other student, seeing them as nothing more than ants. Picking up the microphone, he spoke up. I would like to take this moment to tell you all, I'm not here to win. Rather, I am here because I have been to rock bottom plenty of times in my life, for several reasons. So even if I can't make it past the first obstacle, I will still be grateful that I was of enough to be included in this amazing roster of future heroes. Coming down the podium, most of the crowd was silenced. Being a representative as well as the talk of the news would inflate anyone's ego. For someone like that to give such a modest speech, silenced most of the jealous students, who initially called him stuck up. That should keep most of the students off my back. Now, wonder how my Suicide Squad is doing, thought Izuku. The colossal compound that was the Hero Association headquarters stood like a monolith, gazing down the city from its perk. A black car entered the parking lot, and out exited a young, lively accountant. Heading to work as usual, scanning his ID card, he entered the building and walked past his secretary. Oh, hi, Wakaba, said the secretary as the young fellow headed for the elevators. Heading to the 5th floor, the man walked into his office, an individual room right across the main security control room. Pulling out his phone, he smiled as he dialed the number, before dropping the phone out of the window. Meanwhile, on the outside, a bus was parked a few meters away from the building. The driver then received a text saying, "The mole is in." Immediately, he stepped on the gas pedal and drove to the entrance. Noticing a suspicious vehicle had pulled over, the security guards walked up to the bus as its driver exited. We're very sorry, but this area is restricted. Aw man, we drove all this way for nothing. We had an international high school trip to Japan planned and everything, the man said, disappointed. Oh really? Where from? Asked the guard. Suddenly guns sprouted out of the bus windows as the driver replied with a smirk. Texas. Before the security guard could call for backup, shots rang out as the man was riddled with bullets. From the control room, the security guard saw everything unfold before their eyes. Panicked, they were about to ring the alarm when the door opened behind them, and a young, lively-looking accountant was seen, holding a gun, shooting every last operator. The man's face dissolved, revealing that of Toga's underneath. She then turned to the control panel, cutting the power and disabling the alarm. Way too easy, she said, walking out of the control room that was engulfed in flames 5 seconds later. Meanwhile, a black cargo bomb was seen hovering around the top floors of the building, with the entire building's power cut off. No one could contact anyone, and half the employees didn't even know there was an attack yet. Preparing to parachute in 3, 2, 1. 4 figures jumped out of the chopper that was piloted by Magni. The 4-man team crashed through the window on the 25th floor. Most of the people who witnessed the crash panicked and ran. The squad scouted the area for any hostiles. It was clear. They ran through the corridors, scouting every corner to make sure everything was clear. Is she near Tracker? Asked Doc. He should be right around the corner according to my quirk, he replied. Peeking through a corner, they came face to face with Toga. Hey guys, she said cheerfully. Ah, there you are, Toga. Did you survey the entire building through the security cameras? Asked Alpha. Yep, there are 250 security guards in total in this complex, and 12 pro heroes, she explained. Any status on Sachi, Irina, and Yang? Asked Rapid. Last I saw, they took the elevator to the basement, where they keep all the banned illegal substances, weapons, and machinery, Toga replied. And Jack? Asked Tracker. He's the bait. His job is to cause as much havoc as possible, attracting most security guards to his location. Once Sachi's group retrieves their payload, they'll pick Jack up and meet up with us. Then we'll hurry to the top floor where Magni and Mr. Compress will be waiting for us, explained Toga. Then let's get moving. We still have 52 more floors to go before we can retrieve the International Hero Database, said Alpha, moving out. Okay then, let's go, Toga said, cheerfully following the hounds. Back with Jack, he wandered to the main lobby, where several security guards rushed in to stop them. Alright, some action. I was starving, Jack said with a crazy attitude. His insane attitude sent shivers down the spines of the security guards, who hesitantly lunged at him with batons, attempting to subdue him. That, however, was a mistake, as Jack jumped into the air, causing everyone to look up. He then landed behind one of the security guards in the back, sinking his teeth into his throat and ripping out a chunk of his neck. "He's crazy, this man is crazy," uttered some of the security guards, as the madman slowly and giddily charged at the rest of the men. One of the guardsmen swung at him with his baton, so Jack pulled out one of the knives he kept hidden in his sweater and stabbed the man in the wrist, forcing him to let go of the baton. Jack then slid his knife all the way down the guard's arm before slashing his throat, leaving a huge and fatal cut running from his wrist to his neck. The others, panicked, pulled out their pistols, pointing at him. Sensing danger, he grabbed the corpse of the guard he killed and used it as a meat shield, blocking the bullets as he charged into the group of guards, closing the distance and cutting them down one by one. The men at the back, seeing this, started to run, as the Death Ringer made his way through the guards one by one. Upon finally reaching the emergency exit, the remaining security guard pushed the door open, leaping in joy that he had survived. But the sudden burst of joy was cut short as he tumbled down the stairs, breaking his own neck. Back at the top floor, Jack giggled maniacally, satisfied with his rampage. Suddenly, a flash of light caught his attention as he felt a kick to his sides, staggering him as he skidded about 5 feet. "Looks like I made the right call staying at headquarters," said the assailant. "You. I feel like I've seen you somewhere," said Jack with a cackle. "I've seen you too. You were a part of the sudden villain attack that took place 2 weeks ago. You were the accomplice that helped the villains escape. Thus I, the shining hero, the conductor, will stop you," said Xenia. Jack smiled as he removed the metallic scarf wrapped around his face, revealing eyes that gleamed with madness. "Bring it." With Sachi, Irina, and Yang, the trio made their way down to the basement. There they saw a large group of security guards hanging around. A sign hung from the ceiling with the words "Guard Lounge" written on it. At the end of the corridor, however, lay a vault door where they store their illegal weapons, drugs, substances, etc. So they made their way to the vault into a guard lounge so that I could be protected 24/7. "Clever," said Sachi. "So many of them. I can nearly count 50. We need to devise a plan of attack," said Yang. "We have a plan," said Irina, nodding at Sachi, who nodded back. Before Yang could ask, however, the duo jumped out of cover, immediately alerting the whole room. "Attack!" The security guards with basic instincts drew their guns. "Who are you? What are you doing here?" asked one of them. Sachi looked at Irina. "You keep count," he said. Irina stared back, giving him the dirty look. "No, you do it," replied Irina. "No, you do it," Sachi argued. Suddenly, like a ninja, Yang ran past both of them, drawing her blade, and immediately cutting down 2 security guards. "I'll keep count then," she said, taking up a leaderish tone, one inspired by Izuku. Upon seeing this, the guards opened fire. Yang deflected a few bullets, then kicked over a table, ducking under it. Irina pulled out her necklace, focusing her energy. The necklace grew to the size of a shield, blocking most bullets. She then threw the shield Captain America style, knocking out 4 more guards. Sachi took advantage of the ceasefire to duck out of cover, firing a barrage of spikes out of his fingers, shooting down 3 of the guards. Sachi Tsukuyama, quirk, spike gun. Description: his fingers can fire spikes that naturally grow from his body. He can also infuse these spikes with different natural body toxins like dopamine, adrenaline, etc. Irina von Tescalorius, quirk, size manipulation. Description: she can alter the size of anything she touches. The size of non-living organisms are permanently altered, but living organisms will revert to their original size in a matter of hours. Some of the guards kicked over their tables, ducking behind Sachi's barrage. One of the bunch threw a flashbang at Irina, but before anyone could react, the flashbang got cut in half by Yang before it even exploded. She then somersaulted over the cover, slicing up 6 more security guards along the way, then kicked one of them that was about to throw a frag grenade, shoved the grenade into his own pocket, then kicked him into his friends, blowing up 4 more. 19 down so far, 31 to go, she commented. Suddenly, one of the guards, who was much bigger than the others, came up from behind her, grabbing her in a bear hug. "Rats, they got Yang," Irina called out. "Don't worry, I'll get her back. I haven't been spending my 2 weeks doing nothing after all," replied Sachi, jumping out of cover. "Eat this." Sachi fired a purple-colored dart into the neck of the guard. However, it didn't seem to do anything, so the guard laughed. What kind of weak attack was... Before he could finish, Sachi raised his arms in an astonishment. So did the guard, letting go of Yang. What the... I can't control my body, asked the guard in confusion. "Sachi, what is this?" asked Irina. "This is the fruit of my 2-week training, the Neuro Dart. When hit with it in the neck area, the Neuro Dart temporarily hijacks a person's nervous system, rendering their body under my control for a brief period of time, said Sachi. Sachi then made a bunch of movie-like kung fu moves, while making brutally noises, as the big Gar started to beat up all of his allies. Yeah, go get them. Suddenly the Gar stopped following Sachi's directions, and turned back to him, more pissed than ever. Sachi? Irina turned to him pissed. It wore off, Sachi said nonchalantly. Already? I never said it lasted long. Guys, talk later, we still have half the Gars to take care of, cried Yang, running back. Sachi then looked at Irina as she immediately got his message and turned her head away. No, we're not doing that, she said. Come on, we're literally about to die and you still don't want to do it? Asked Sachi. Do what? Asked Yang. I'm not doing it. It's embarrassing, yelled Irina. Not even for a free chocolate bar? Asked Sachi, pulling out a candy bar from his pocket. Irina sighed. Fine, just this once. Yang, get down, Irina yelled out. Reluctantly trusting the two, she ducked down, as Irina and Sachi held hands. For the record, this isn't supposed to look this weird, Irina said. Less talking, more focusing, said Sachi. Suddenly, with Irina's size manipulation quirk, Sachi's hand turned huge. He then aimed at the guards, who seemed to have understood the danger, but it was too late. Combo attack, Giga Needle. Sachi, with its gigantified hand, shot out a massive spike, wiping out the entire room, and tearing a hole through the vault door. That was awesome, Sachi yelled out, trying to lift his arms, but was unable. That's the last time I'm ever doing that ever again, she said, as she made her way to the cracked open vault. Coming, Yang? Coming, Yang replied, following Irina, leaving Sachi with an oversized hand behind, unable to move. A little help here? Back to Izuku. He grinned as an aura of success was felt. Something tells me things are going pretty smooth, he said to himself, as he made his way to the first event of the day, the obstacle race. 愛してる